Hey there! Welcome back to Thorn FC. Unless you're living under a rock, you probably heard about Zlatan's retirement. It really is one of those things in life that you can't imagine until it happens. Ibrahimovic retired at 41 after an over 20-year-old career that spanned throughout 4 different decades. Today, we're diving into that legendary career and relive his most unforgettable moments. So grab your snacks, sit back, and let's begin this incredible journey. Kicking off our countdown, we have Zlatan's phenomenal Champions League debut in 2001. After helping Ajax win the league in the previous year, Zlatan had finally made it to the brightest stage in Europe. The young Swedish prodigy was playing against Lyon in his debut and he showed no mercy. He stepped onto the pitch, scored his team's 2 goals in a 2-1 win. That year he would score 3 more goals in the competition, leading Ajax to the quarter-finals of the Champions League. It was a promising performance that introduced him to the world of football, but the next century is what truly made him stand out in his early days. I'm talking about his Maradona goal against NAC Breda. 2 years later, and Zlatan was about to depart to Italy. Ibrahimovic injured his teammate Van der Vaart in an international match a week prior to this fixture, and the Ajax supporters were booing him every time he touched the ball. If you know this man, you know he wasn't gonna let that slide, much less leave a club without a party. So he took on 5 opposition players, tricked them all, even the cameraman, and then easily scored this amazing goal. Everybody jumped and celebrated with a Swedish lion, except for a certain someone who wasn't so happy. If the world wasn't paying attention, it definitely was after that. Now our next entry will take us even further back in time, to when Ibra was still a 17-year-old playing in his hometown club Malmo. He was already impressive as a teen. The guy signed his first contract in 1996, and 3 years later, some European giants were already knocking on his door. One of them was Arsenal. Arsène Wenger liked Ibra and wanted to make him a gunner, but there was one catch. Zlatan had to participate in a trial in person to convince the Arsenal recruiters. Ibra promptly refused and said he didn't do trials. This bold statement became part of his legend, showcasing his unshakable self-belief. Zlatan's confidence would become the driving force behind his success, pushing him to achieve greatness in every aspect of the game. At number 7, we have the fiery clash between Zlatan and former Barcelona manager Pep Guardiola. After dominating Italy, Ibra decided to explore another league, and with Barcelona at the peak of their power, the move to the Catalan giants seemed like the obvious step up. Although Zlatan never had the easiest personality to deal with, nobody thought that it would be a problem since his former coach was Jose Mourinho. If he never had any problems with Mourinho, why would he have with Pep? Well, the answer is quite simple. In Zlatan's eyes, Guardiola bought a Ferrari, but he filled it with diesel and went for a calm ride instead of hammering the pedal and using it to its full potential. Overall, it was a clash of egos, a battle of wills. Zlatan, with his strong personality, clashed with Guardiola's strict philosophy. The tension escalated, leading to many headlines and Zlatan's departure from Barcelona. But not without leaving an unforgettable mark in the most important match in Spain, which leads us to our next entry is El Classical Wiener. After spending a couple of weeks out with an injury, Ibrahimovic returned on the biggest match possible, coming on as an halftime substitute. Just 10 minutes later, Ibra scored this goal that proved to be the winner. At first sight, it just looks like a normal goal in an El Clasico match, but this win would prove itself to be vital to Barcelona as they would win the league with just 3 points more than Real Madrid. This one was a moment of sheer ecstasy for Barcelona fans, and Zlatan proved once again why he was a force to be reckoned with. When the stakes were high, Zlatan always delivered. Number 5, the Pushkas Goal. In 2012, while playing for Sweden against England, Zlatan proved how great he can also be when it comes to international football. He scored all 4 goals in Sweden's 4-2 win, but the 4th goal is the one that will go down in history as his most iconic goal and one of the best in the entire history of the sport. From a seemingly impossible angle and such a big distance, he executed an audacious bicycle kick, sending the ball soaring to the top corner of the net. It was a goal that defied gravity and left everyone in disbelief. That strike wasn't just about technique, it was a testament to Zlatan's audacity and inventiveness. He continually pushed the boundaries of what was possible, and that goal will forever be a highlight reel favorite. Number 4, PSG's tenure. Zlatan joined the Parisians in 2012, becoming the second highest paid athlete in the world, only behind Samuel Eto'o. And over time, that proved to be the right move. PSG wasn't the established club it is today, and Zlatan was reaching the peak of its powers. Why would he waste himself in a nobody's club? But what people didn't know at the time is how impactful can Zlatan's time at the club be. Him and PSG were a match made in heaven. He became the face of the club and led them to countless victories. The goals, the assists, the trophies, Zlatan's impact on PSG was immeasurable. It was during his time at PSG that Zlatan solidified his status as one of the greatest footballers of his generation. His physicality, skill and leadership inspired a whole new generation of players. Zlatan became a true Parisian legend. Number 3. Proving himself in England. There's an old saying by the English fans on every good player out of their league. But can he do it on a cold rainy night in Stoke? And once again, people were doubting Zlatan. It had always been like that throughout his career, but this time, even the most irrational Libra fans were wondering if he was up to the task. The man was already in his mid-30s, and the physical demand in the Premier League is considerably higher than in Liga. But once again, he took the league by storm. With his towering presence and clinical finishing, he became an instant fan favorite. Week in and week out, Zlatan was scoring goals that defy logic. He left defenders bewildered and goalkeepers helpless. The Premier League got a taste of Zlatan's magic and they loved every minute of it. Number 2. LA Galaxy's stunning debut. Now let's travel across the ocean to Los Angeles and relive Zlatan's stunning debut with LA Galaxy. Although his finishing was still world class, Ibra was forced to move to a less demanding league due to a very serious injury that left him out for almost a year. His next destination was the USA, where he joined LA Galaxy, and what better way to debut than in the first El Tráfico derby. Trailing against their fierce rivals, the Galaxy needed a hero, and no better than Zlatan to answer the call. Zlatan stepped onto the pitch as the substitute, and within minutes he showcased his superhuman abilities. In his first attempt at goal, he unleashed an audacious long-range shot that sailed into the net. The stadium erupted in disbelief and euphoria, but he wasn't done yet. In the dying minutes of the match, he scored a spectacular diving header, sealing a 4-3 comeback victory for Galaxy. It was a debut that Hollywood screenwriters couldn't have scripted better. And finally, we arrive at number 1, Zlatan bringing glory back to Milan. In 2019, a club in desperate need of revival turned to their prodigal son. Zlatan returned to AC Milan, and it was like he never left. Zlatan's impact on Milan was instantaneous. He not only brought his immense talent, but also his winning mentality and leadership. The following year, in his first full season back in the club, he brought AC Milan back to the Champions League, contributing with 17 goals and 3 assists. But it would be in 2022 that Zlatan would help the Rossoneri achieve their biggest goal. Something that hadn't happened since Ibra originally left in 2011, a Serie A win. And what makes it even more impressive is that through most of that season, Ibrahimovic had played with an ACL injury, something that he never truly recovered from. Perhaps that's the biggest feat and the ideal one to close out the list, to lead the charge and help a historic club rise from the ashes, back to the top of Italian and European football, not only with his goals, but with his passion and mindset. And there you have it, the top 10 most iconic Zlatan moments that will forever be etched in football history. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up and click the notification bell so you never miss a video from Thorn FC. Until next time, keep the passion for football alive and remember, dare to Zlatan.